Today we will be discussing the year-end closing process for Microsoft Dynamics GP Receivables Management, also sometimes referred to as Accounts Receivable. There is a specific order in which your modules should be closed within Microsoft Dynamics GP. They are Inventory, Receivables Management, Payables Management, Fixed Assets, General Ledger, and Payroll. Please note that the year-end procedures for payroll are independent of the closing process for your other modules within Microsoft Dynamics GP. The procedures for closing the Receivables Management module are as follows. First, you will want to make sure that you have posted all transactions for the sales order processing or the invoicing modules if you're using either one of those. And you will also want to make sure that any transactions for the Receivables Management module have been posted as well. Next, you will want to make a pre-year-end closing backup. Then you're ready to close your year. The next step will be to close the fiscal periods. Please note that this is an optional step. The next step is to close the tax year if you are charging sales taxes or you're tracking taxes within the Payables Management module. The last step is to make a post-year-end closing backup. So let's take a look. You must know that although Receivables Management is date sensitive, the following items are updated based on the closing of Receivables Management. Those items are Smart List Objects, Receivables Management Summary Reports and Customer Summary Window information, and the amount since last close view in the Customer Summary Window. Therefore, we recommend that you follow these steps so that the Smart List Objects, the Receivables Management Summary Reports, and the amount since last close view contain the correct information. First step is to post all transactions from within the Sales Order Processing, Invoicing, or Receivables Management modules. You'll want to post these transactions for the year before you close your current year. If you want to enter any sales and receivables transactions for a future period before you close the year, create a batch that contains the transactions. Next, save the batch, then post the batch after you close the year. You must close the year because some areas of Microsoft Dynamics GP are not date sensitive. If you do not close the year after you enter all the 2013 transactions, and before you enter and post any 2014 transactions, these areas will contain incorrect information. However, if you have to change the information, you can change the information in the amount since last close view in the Customer Summary Window and in the Customer Finance Charge Summary Window. Next, make sure that you've performed your month-end routines. So under the Routines section, you have these processes here, your post-scheduled payments, aging, finance charge statements, reprint statements, transfer commission, write-off documents, and paid transaction removal. If you're doing any of those month-end procedures, please do so before you close your year. You will also want to make sure that you have printed any reports that you want to maintain with your year-end closing information. Step 2 is to make a pre-year-end closing backup. You'll want to create the backup before you close the year, and you'll also want to do one after you've closed the year. You'll also want to store this in a safe permanent place. This backup makes sure that you have a permanent record of the company's financial position at the end of the year. You can restore the information from this backup should you need to do so. To create a backup in Microsoft Dynamics, you will want to do this. Log onto your SQL server where the Dynamics database is stored as the SA user. From within there, you'll go to Microsoft Dynamics GP, Maintenance, and Backup. You will have to know your system password And then if you need to select a different location for your backup file, though you'll click on the little yellow folder and browse out to where you want that backup to be stored. Then you'll click OK. We recommend that you name this backup Pre-Year-End Closing Backup 2013 Accounts Receivables. Next, you're ready to close your year. Under Routines in the Sales module, you'll come down to the Year-End Close option. If you are closing both the fiscal year and the calendar year at the same time, you will click All. If you are closing only the calendar year, you would select that option. If you are closing only your fiscal year, you will select that option. Most of the time, if your calendar year is the same as your fiscal year, then you can just select All. Select whether you want to print the report. It is suggested to print this report to a file and save that in the folder with your other documentation for your 2013 year-end closing for Accounts Receivables. Then you'll click Process. When the process has completed, the report will print. The next step is to close your fiscal year periods. Again, this is an optional step, but it's suggested that you do this to prevent any transactions from being posted to prior or future periods. To do this process, you will click the Administration tab, then under the Setup section, and then under Company and Fiscal Periods, you will want to scroll down, and if the module for the last period of your current year has not been marked, then you'll want to mark that box. The next step is to close your tax year. Under the Administration tab, Routines, Company, and Tax Year End Closing. If you are not tracking sales tax in the Payables module, you can perform this step once you have closed your Receivables module without waiting to do it when you have closed the purchasing as well. It is best, though, if you are tracking sales tax in both the Receivables and Purchasing module to wait to perform this step once you have closed the Purchasing module. You want to mark the box next to Close Year and the Print Report box. It is recommended that you print the report to a file and save this with your closing procedures for 2013. Next, click the Process button. Once the report prints, you will know that the tax year-end closing process has finished. The last step is to make a post-year-end closing backup. Create the backup after you have closed the year. Put the backup in a safe permanent storage. This backup makes sure that you have a permanent record of the company's financial position at the end of the year. This concludes the presentation of the closing processes for this module. Please refer to our other Microsoft Dynamics GP videos for the year-end closing procedures of the other modules.